Solution-focused brief therapy as dialogue. Solution-focused brief therapy represents a paradigm shift in the therapeutic landscape, challenging the traditional deficit-focused models with a strength-based, future-oriented approach. It positions dialogue not just as a tool for uncovering problems, but as the very fabric of therapy itself, weaving a collaborative tapestry that engages both therapist and client in a co-constructive process. This lesson delves deeply into the intricate dynamics of SFBT as a dialogical practice, highlighting its theoretical underpinnings, practical applications, and the rich interplay of competing perspectives that enrich and challenge its methodologies. Pause. At its core, SFBT is predicated on the belief that clients inherently possess the resources and capacities to construct solutions to their problems. This perspective aligns with postmodernist critiques of traditional mental health paradigms, which often center pathology and problem saturation. In contrast, SFBT reorients the therapeutic gaze towards the client's desired future and the small steps that can lead there. The therapist, rather than being the expert who deciphers the intricacies of the client's psyche, becomes a conversational partner who facilitates the exploration of strengths and possibilities. This dynamic is grounded in the work of DeShazer and Berg, whose foundational research underscored the efficacy of solution talk over problem talk. Pause. In practice, this dialogic orientation manifests through carefully crafted questions that elicit the client's vision of change. The miracle question, a hallmark of SFBT, invites clients to imagine a scenario in which their issues are resolved, effectively shifting the focus from the impossibility of change to the details of a transformed reality. Such questions do not merely serve as therapeutic techniques, but as catalysts for narrative reauthoring, enabling clients to articulate and enact new possibilities. This approach necessitates a therapist who is attuned to the nuances of language, capable of recognizing and amplifying the client's own words and concepts as they pertain to change. Despite its innovations, SFBT does not exist without critique. Some scholars argue that its emphasis on solutions may inadvertently minimize the complexity of clients' lived experiences, particularly in cases of trauma or systemic oppression, where the path to solution is neither linear nor solely within the client's control. These critiques invite a deeper exploration of how SFBT can be integrated with frameworks that address systemic factors, ensuring that the empowerment it seeks to foster is both meaningful and sustainable. In contrast, proponents of SFBT highlight its adaptability across diverse contexts, arguing that the framework's brevity and flexibility make it particularly suited for environments with limited resources or where time is a constraint. Furthermore, the dialogical nature of SFBT does not preclude acknowledgement of systemic issues. Rather, it invites clients to identify and harness their agency within these contexts, often leading to innovative problem-solving strategies that are tailored to their unique circumstances. The incorporation of emerging frameworks into SFBT further enriches this dialogue. The integration of narrative therapy techniques, for instance, underscores the shared emphasis on story and meaning-making, offering clients additional avenues to reconstruct their identities in empowering ways. Additionally, the intersection of SFBT with positive psychology highlights the mutual focus on strengths and resilience, providing empirical support for the efficacy of a strengths-based approach in enhancing well-being. Case studies serve as a powerful means of illustrating the real-world application of SFBT. Consider, for instance, the case of a young adult navigating the transition from university to the workforce. Through SFBT, the client is encouraged to envision specific scenarios of success, such as securing a desired job or achieving work-life balance. The therapist's role in this dialogue involves not only eliciting details of these envisioned futures, but also identifying past successes and current competencies that can be leveraged towards these goals. This process of co-constructive dialogue enables the client to articulate a coherent narrative of agency and possibility, transforming anxiety into actionable steps. Another case study examines the application of SFBT in a community mental health setting in a rural region. Here, the brevity and flexibility of SFBT prove advantageous in a resource-constrained environment. Therapists work with clients to identify small, achievable changes, focusing on what has worked in the past and how these successes can be replicated or expanded. This approach not only respects the client's expertise in their own life, but also maximizes the impact of limited therapeutic encounters. The dialogic process becomes a communal act, fostering resilience and resourcefulness in both individual and collective contexts. The dialogical nature of SFBT is further enriched by interdisciplinary considerations. Insights from linguistics, for example, inform an understanding of how language shapes reality, reinforcing the therapist's role in carefully co-creating dialogue that privileges client agency. Similarly, connections to social work emphasize a holistic view of the client within their ecological system, advocating for interventions that acknowledge and address broader social determinants of health. Then pauses after that, and press pauses to continue. In synthesizing these diverse perspectives, SFBT emerges not as a monolithic approach, but as a dynamic, evolving dialogue in itself. It invites ongoing reflexivity and adaptation, challenging practitioners to engage with complexity, rather than seeking prescriptive solutions. The strength of SFBT lies in its capacity to hold space for both the client's immediate aspirations and the broader context in which these aspirations unfold. By embracing the dialogical process, therapists and clients embark on a collaborative journey of discovery, where the act of dialogue itself becomes a transformative intervention. In sum, solution-focused brief therapy as dialogue offers a compelling reimagining of the therapeutic encounter. Through its emphasis on future-oriented co-constructive conversation, it empowers clients to reauthor their narratives and enact change in their lives. Its integration within broader frameworks and contexts demonstrates its versatility and applicability across diverse settings. As an approach, it challenges practitioners to engage deeply with the dialogical process, harnessing the power of language and narrative to foster healing and growth. The continued exploration and evolution of SFBT as a dialogical practice hold promise for enriching therapeutic relationships and expanding the horizons of what is possible in the realm of healing and transformation. End.